Okay, guys, awesome. So, as promised for our SOS members, we're going live to do a simple training, just short, sharp, and sweet, guys. Nothing crazy. Motivation and mindset are both quite big topics within themselves. So, we're just gonna touch on these tonight now, just to help you move forward in January. And we can always do more trainings later on in the year if we find we need to. I'm also going live on the SOS Facebook group. The Facebook algorithm isn't great at the moment, and I think we did a training last night in my free fat loss support group. If any of you need access to that, let me know. We can tag you in the group or tag a link to the group. We went live in there, and there's over 4,500 people in the group, and I think only 80 people got notified, and more people ended up watching it back on the replay than they did actually live. So I've also gone live tonight on the Facebook group. So motivation and mindset, the things that the topics I think that can help everyone. So I'm more than happy for other people who are external members as well to tune in. If we can help other people, then great. I'm a big believer in the more you help other people, the more you can potentially help yourself. So hope the members don't mind us going live to all of Facebook. Who knows? Maybe even Mr. Zuckerberg himself will tune in. So guys, motivation and mindset. So first and foremost, hands up in the comments. I want to make this as interactive as you can. Hands up if you struggle with mindset. Okay, if you think your mindset is the biggest obstacle, write mindset in, or if you think motivation is your biggest problem, write that in the comments. I'm keen to see where more of you are struggling right now. So add that into the comments, whether it is mindset or motivation. Pick one of those if you can, please. Okay, and then we'll look at this presentation, and maybe we can spend a little bit more time on what the people that are tuning in live potentially struggling with. Okay, but we're gonna crack on as well. So mindset for me. Okay, so first person said mindset, which is fine. Okay, a lot of people do struggle with mindset, and we've definitely got some really good take homes tonight in this training to help you with that. All right, so mindset as well. Okay, cool. So 2 for mindset, probably mindset. Okay, interesting, isn't it? Yeah, mindset is a big thing. Mindset, self-belief. Okay, I know a few of the members asked about doing a training on self-sabotage as well, but it would be such a huge topic, guys. Self-sabotage. We're going to probably look to bring in an expert in that. Okay, I'll be honest with you, self-sabotage isn't something I'm an expert in. Okay, so I'd rather stay in my lane and bring someone in to help you guys that can help a little bit more with that. But it looks like a lot of people are struggling with mindset. Tough question. I don't think I have too much of a problem with either generally. Okay, great. So I'm doing this on software, so all I can see, guys, is Facebook user. I can't necessarily see who is commenting. Oh, I can. I've got it up here. I can see Emma. That's you. Okay, great. So let's crack on, guys. Let's get this presentation done. All right. So here we go. So mindset. How important is mindset for success, guys? I want you all to comment. Give me a percentage. Is it 10%? Is it 20%? Is it 30%? Is it 50%? How important do you personally think mindset is for success? Is it 100%? Comment below. All right. I want to see where we are with this because it's really interesting, this one. Let's see what people are saying. Emma doesn't struggle with it at all, so maybe it'll be a little bit less for her. Bex is struggling with her motivation for nutrition. Mindset Mark, mindset Simon, mindset Kat, good. So lots of you are struggling, lots of members are on, which is good. Tracy said 60%, Bex said 80%. Kat Hennessy is safe, she's saying pretty high. Emma Walter's saying 100%. Okay, 100%. Okay, so how important is mindset for success? Okay, some of you have said is 100% important. Everyone has said 60, 75. It's at least 60% important. Victoria Grant, 90%. How often do you train your mind, guys? How often do we train it? Okay, I was asked this question in my football B license. How important is mindset for success in football? And we all said 80, 90, it is one of the most important things. Yet we spend the majority of the time on the training pitch, working on set pieces, tactics, in the gym, getting stronger, trying to work on our strength and our power. How often do we actually train our mind? Okay, most people have said it is the most important thing for success. Yet, is it something we're training? Okay, and do we give it the time it deserves? Probably not. Who would say, who's watching this now, that they do? Yes or no? Do you give your mind the time it deserves in terms of trying to develop it? Yes or no in the comments, guys. Most people, I think, will say no. It's something that I've been trying to work on personally a lot more over the last sort of 5 or 6 years. My own mindset, developing it, setting aside time for it. But still, even though now I'm aware of it, I don't still train it anywhere near as much as I can. Mark McDevitt, never. He never trains it. Kat Hennessy, never trains it. Okay. Matt Rivers, never trains it. Okay. So all of you so far that have commented, Crystal never trains it. So we've all agreed, guys, that the mindset is the most important thing for success, yet none of you are training it. Phil never trains it. Okay. So Tracy never trains it. So none of you had actually dedicated any time to this. So Simon now more than I have, but still not enough. Simon's had a lot of success over the last 3, 4, 5 months, and something has clicked in his brain. All right. And he's definitely starting to be a bit more aware of how important mental health and your mind is. Emma, nope, I struggle with time, so nowhere near as much as I should. Okay, so there might be some obstacles in there. I made a conscious effort last in a couple of years. Okay, so guys, we're all agreeing that the mind is important, yet we're not dedicating enough time to it. Okay, so before we go on to the next slide, guys, your mind is a muscle. Okay, if you want bigger biceps, what do? You do bicep curls. All right, if you want a bigger squat, what do? You squat. Okay, if you want a stronger mind, you can train your mind. If you want a better mindset, you can train your mindset. Okay, you have to have this belief, guys, that you can improve. Okay, and in terms of the mind, there's one or two people in this world. You've got people that got a fixed mindset, and if you've got a fixed mindset, you're the type of person that thinks, you know what, I can't improve my mind. What's the point? All right, and if you're one of those people, you're always going to have what you've pretty much had. Nothing's really going to change for you because you've got a fixed mindset. You believe that you are where you are because you are where you are. All right. And there's nothing you can do about that. Okay. You believe your intelligence is fixed and you're static. Okay. You're not a tree, guys. Okay. If you're not happy in your life, you can get up and you can move. All right. Jim Rohn said that. All right. He's one of the best sort of philosophers of mindset out there. And I definitely recommend that you guys would listen to him. But people who are successful, they have a growth mindset. Okay. For me, this is something I've had to work on and develop. Nobody, I don't think, is born with this. All right. It's not something that's genetic. It's to do with your surroundings. But a growth mindset, people believe that intelligent talents can be improved through effort and learning. If you're lacking in a skill, then you can learn that skill. All right. And today is one of those days where you can all, hopefully take something away from this call and develop that growth mindset. But the first and most important thing with a growth mindset is awareness. Are you one of those people that, maybe have got a fixed mindset? Are you someone that's got a growth mindset? By becoming aware, you can hopefully now change that. But success is down to a growth mindset. And what is it? Embrace lifelong learning. Okay. Believe intelligence can be improved. Put more effort in to learn. Believe effort leads to mastery. Believe failures are just temporary setbacks. View feedback as a source of information, and that's negative feedback as well. Willingly embrace challenges. Okay. View other successes as a source of inspiration, and view feedback as an opportunity to learn. These are all things, guys, with the growth mindset. Okay. So, and I'm telling you now, if you want 2023 to be a good year for you, you need to improve. All right. For things to get better, guess what? You've got to get better. For things to improve, you've got to improve. And this isn't just your reps and sets in the gym. It's the way you encounter problems. It's the way that you see things. Are you a glass half empty type of person or a glass half full? Because if every single setback you have leads to you, being miserable and down in the dumps, you're never going to get anywhere. All right. Every setback has got to be an opportunity for a comeback. And that is the growth mindset that you're going to need to move forward in any area of your life, not just with fat loss, not just with strength, not just with, body transformations, but, bloody hell, like with the business, as a business owner, we have so many setbacks, COVID, VAT, corporation tax, all these kind of things, leaking roofs, but you've got to just plow on. All right. You've got to look at it right. Every problem is an opportunity to get better, right? And that is the growth mindset we want. So we need to try and embrace that as best we can. Now, you might recognize that you have some of these mindsets, guys, and this might be that you've actually got a fixed mindset, and that's probably potentially what's holding you back. Do you believe that intelligence and talent are static? You avoid challenges to avoid failure. Do you ignore feedback from others and take maybe negative feedback as someone having a go at you? Do you take it personally? Do you feel threatened by the success of others? Do you hide flaws so that you're not judged? Do you believe putting in effort is worthless? And do you view that feedback as personal criticism? Do you give up easily when things get tough? These are all signs, guys, of a fixed mindset. And if you've got a fixed mindset, things, like I said, are not going to change for you. So we want to make sure we've got that positive mindset, that growth mindset. Studies indicate that a growth mindset has a positive effect on motivation and academic performance. So if you've got a growth mindset, you're not going to give up as easily. You're going to look at problems and think, oh, isn't that interesting? And that's something that I say to myself. When something doesn't go to plan, I say to myself, isn't that interesting? And in terms of how you process that then and thinking, oh, fuck, I'm a failure, I can't do it, oh, here we go again, it's putting you in a negative mindset. So how you talk to yourself when you encounter problems, I think is very, very important in terms of trying to, move forward and succeed in any area of your life. But the research also shows the way we see things has a direct correlation on our willingness and motivation and willingness to succeed. By me saying to myself, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I then want to try again to see if another approach works. All right. It makes me want to give it another go. Studies have also indicated that students who endorsed a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset had higher grades in maths, languages, and grade point averages. Okay. So they did better in school. They overcome problems better. All right. Additional benefits of growth mindset include reduced burnout. Like if you encounter a problem and you take that problem personally every single time, it's going to tarnish your self-confidence. It's going to really weigh you down. It's going to lead to like fatigue and even like chronic fatigue syndrome, so having that growth mindset will help you not burn out. It also leads to fewer psychological problems such as depression and anxiety and fewer behavioral problems as well. Okay. So, we know that the mind is a very complex thing, but definitely having a growth mindset is going to help you in all areas of your life. Now, how do you adapt a growth mindset? People with a fixed mindset, like I said, they think that they're stuck in the mud. They can't move no matter what they do. Your mind is a muscle. If you want to get stronger biceps, what do? You go to the gym. If you want to get a bigger squat, you squat. Okay. Same with the mind. You need to spend time, training that muscle. Now, you don't need time to do this necessarily. How many of you drive a car? All right. Hands up if you drive a car, guys. Yeah. Just type in car in the chat if you drive a car at least 2 or 3, 4 times a week. I want to just write the word car. All right. Let's see who actually owns a car and spends time sitting down and driving. Let's see in the chats. Okay, Sinead drives a car to the gym every day. Matt Rivers got a car. Fantastic. So Claire Anderson has a car. Perfect. Everyone, guys, has a car. If you haven't got a car, you've got an Alexa, you've got a TV, and you certainly have a phone. Okay, I'm telling you guys, this is all you need in order to improve your mindset. This is all you need. Everything to improve is in your hand right here with an iPhone or whatever you have. Okay, on the way to work, what are you listening to? Okay, what are you listening to on the way to work? Because I can guarantee if you're of a fixed mindset, you're probably listening to the radio, which means you're not in control of your thoughts because you're driving to work, listening to the news, and all you're hearing about is muggings, COVID, all this stuff that is making you anxious, okay, is putting you on edge, okay? So think of all the muggings, fires, robberies, whatever it is, guys, negative stuff is on the news, okay? So you can't control that. Whatever is on the news is going to go into your brain. That's going to determine how you react and how you feel. Now, you can't control what goes out on the radio, but you can control whether you listen to it or not. Why not on the way to work, listen to something that puts you into a positive frame of mind? Bex Morris just said, Diary of a CEO. Okay, I watched that as well with Stephen Bartlett. We watched that in bed on YouTube. Diary of CEO is great. We've watched a lot of the episodes. They're brilliant. The one with Davina McCall was one of the latest ones. That's brilliant. I watched the one with the Five Guys, how they streamlined the business to make it more profitable and they grew. All this stuff is going to help you move forward in different areas of your life. There's one on there with James Smith. If you're into fitness, he talks about how he used to suffer from, low self-esteem and how he used fitness to improve that. So what are you listening to on the way to work, guys? Podcasts. Listen to podcasts that can educate you. Put Jim Rohn onto YouTube. Jim Rohn, guys, he is amazing. All right. If you really struggle with your unique philosophy and you feel that you don't see things in a positive light, you're quite negative, listen to him. The way he talks is phenomenal. He's been dead about 20 or 30 years, but honestly, some of his YouTube videos are brilliant. And like I said, he will help you develop your own unique philosophy. Read books that help you grow and develop. Okay, most people, they come home from work, they've had a shit day. What do? They watch trash TV. Again, trash reps going into the brain. Would your biceps grow with crappy training and crappy reps? No. Is your mindset going to grow if you push it into it? No. Okay. So think about the things you're doing, guys, the books you're reading, what you're listening to, the people around you as well. All right. Other things you can do, invest in coaching. The amount of times I've been struggling with a certain problem, and all I've done is I paid someone who has a proven track record of solving that problem to help me, because I'm in the weeds. I can't see, the trees from the forest, so to speak. I paid someone that's been there, done it, bought the t-shirt to show me what I'm doing wrong. Okay. And that's helped me move forward as well with problems. People that have had the same problems as me before, they've walked that path, they can help me. Ask better questions, you get better answers. Okay. And again, positive self-talk. Okay. If you catch yourself speaking to yourself negatively, then catch yourself. Try and stop yourself. Try and stop that dialogue in your brain. So, guys, I hope this is helping you. Okay. How to develop a fixed mindset. Now, you don't want to do this, but I should have probably rephrased this. How to stay in a fixed mindset. Watch and read the news. I do not read the news. CNN, constant negative news. That's what I say it stands for. I don't watch it. We don't put it on. Okay. Because I can't do anything about it. All right. It's going to affect my day. It's going to affect my emotions. It's going to make me feel anxious. I'd rather start the day in a positive way with some sunlight, cuddles with Sully, reading 10 pages of a positive book, driving to work and listening to a positive podcast that gets me fired up, that gets me motivated, that has me looking forward to having a good day, crushing my workout, and just being the best version of myself. All right. But how you spend that first sort of 30, 40, 50 minutes a day is going to determine how you feel. Okay. So if you're spending time as well complaining and moaning about things, I'm sorry, but you've got a fixed mindset. A minute spent moaning is a minute wasted. Okay. If you binge watch programs that don't serve you, again, fixed mindset. Not investing in yourself, or it's too expensive. You're not backing yourself. It shows that you've got a fixed mindset. Negative self-talk, again, fixed mindset. Okay. So maybe one or two of those things resonate with you. Maybe more than one or two do. And like I said, by being aware of these problems, hopefully you can recognize it and hopefully move forward. Okay. But guys, you've got to remember, change takes time. Okay. If you're going to try and change that dialogue in your brain, if it's something that's been going on for 15, 20, 30 years, maybe, all right, then it's going to be hard to change. All right. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. You could be going on a journey that's not serving you. Look, you're not going to get somewhere where you want to be by just deciding to change, but you can change the direction. You can start moving forward to a new destination, which might be a more positive, happier, healthier, version of yourself. All right. So, but it does take time, and embrace that. And hopefully, if you've got a positive mindset, a growth mindset, you'll start enjoying the journey as well. Okay. But what's the cost of no change? All right. Here's a harsh truth. All right. 2022 will be the exact same as 2023 unless you personally change something. All right. And for things to change, you have to change, or something has to change. Probably you. All right. And the way you potentially see things. Now, that's mindset done, guys. The main take home I want you to get from mindset is, if you've got a growth mindset, you're going to look at problems in a good way. You're going to potentially start failing forwards and relishing those obstacles. Okay. Every obstacle is an opportunity to improve. Okay. Look at it that way. Okay. Now, motivation, on the other hand, what is motivation? Okay. Motivation is the driving force behind our actions. It's the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behaviors. In short, motivation causes you to act in a way that gets you closer to your goals, and it includes biological, social, cognitive forces that activate our behavior. Okay, now there's potentially three types of motivation. I've got extrinsic. This is from the outside in. All right, so you're looking for extrinsic reward, recognition, trophies, praise, money, something like that. Internal motivation comes from, I want to train because I want to feel good. I know if I train, I'm going to sleep better. I know if I train, I'm going to be a better husband, wife, whatever. All right. You're doing it for yourself and maybe those around you. And family motivation as well. It's kind of internal because, your family is part of you, but it could be that I'm going to go for a walk because I know it's going to help my family. It's family time. I might not feel better for it, but I know my wife and kids will feel better. So there's nothing wrong with doing it for your family either. In terms of motivation, internal motivation is the strongest. Family is going to be the second. Extrinsic motivation is going to be the one that, if you're relying on that, you're going to probably find your motivation falls off a cliff at some point because you're relying on other people to keep you motivated and you're not internally motivated. Okay, so interesting. Hopefully we're internally motivated. So guys, out of those, would you say you're more extrinsically motivated internally motivated or family motivated? Comment below and we'll see. CNN is the only channel available in Italy. Knock it off then, Kat. We don't want to be watching that, do we? Okay. So are we more extrinsically motivated, internally motivated, or family motivated? Drop what you'd say in the comments. I'm keen to see. I'm definitely more internally motivated. Okay. A few people joining us. So yeah, make sure you drop in the comments, guys, whether it is extrinsic, internal. Yeah, internal. Great. So Steph said internal. Why do you do it then, Steph? Is it for feeling good? Is it for your own self-worth? Is it for your mental health? Yeah, interesting to see. Haley says she's doing it internally. Haley's absolutely rocking her 12-week transformation with us. She is bossing it internally for sure, but I do love a pat on the back too. Everyone loves a pat on the back. Okay, interesting. Simon's doing it for extrinsic reasons. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe something we can look at science. Maybe trying to get you internally motivated. The benefits of doing things for yourself rather than external. Family for Claire, internally motivated with a little bit of extrinsic. Everyone loves a pat on the back, guys, don't they? No, everyone loves that. Recognition is important. I think, especially in the workplace, it doesn't happen enough. But it is something important as well in knowing you've done a good job. If I know I haven't done a good job and other people tell me I've done a good job, for me, that's going to still piss me off. Internal is definitely better for me. Someone could tell me, look, that's a good rep. If I know personally it's not a good rep, then it's more on how I feel with me, and I think that's helped me stay motivated as well, mentally as well. Maybe selfishly, I look forward to seeing everyone, the social community as well. Perfect. Relationships are a big thing to help with motivation, which we'll touch on in a minute. Now, benefits of motivation. All right. I was thinking about, do I need to put this slide in? But I think it's important. Obviously, if you're motivated, things are going to be going well, right? You've got drive to take action. It increases your efficiency as you work towards your goal. It encourages you to engage in health-oriented behaviors. Helps you avoid unhealthy or bad behaviors such as risk-taking and addiction. Help you feel more in control of your life, improve your overall well-being and happiness. Okay, so obviously being motivated is a good thing. Now, tips for improving motivation. There were so many of these guys, okay? I didn't want this training to last hours and hours and hours, but visualize what you want, okay? So short-term and long-term. What do you want to get from the workout short-term? You want to feel better. You want to have good endorphins through the day. You want to have a good buzz. You want to feel energized. So think about the short-term reason why you're potentially doing things that you might not want to do. Experiment as well with longer-term goals. How are you going to feel, when you've lost that next 10 pounds? How are your clothes going to fit? How are your friends are going to be jealous maybe, all right? Your co-workers are going to think, bloody hell, what are you doing? Other people are going to look at you in a more positive light. That might be good for you. That's self-gratification. Nothing wrong with that. Also, visualization. Experiment with the law of attraction. Okay, start visualizing things. Okay, vision boards are fantastic. If you can read the book by Vision Board, there's a chapter in there by Jim Carrey about how he visualized his first £10 million check. He visualized that his first big gig would be a £10 million check. And guess what? When he played the role in Dumb and Dumber, he had a £10 million check. He envisioned that happening. All right. Research the benefits of your proposed change. If you're umming and ahhing about whether or not to make a decision, look at the people who have made that decision. How did it work out for them? If you don't know whether to, lose that next 20 kilos, look at people that have lost it. How's their energy? How's their relationships? How do they feel when they go on holidays and they're in the swimming pool with their kids? They're not scared to go in the pool because they're man boobs or their tummy. Think about these things. So think about the benefits of your change as well, how you'll feel in the future when it's happened. Set smart goals. Goals set in. If you're struggling with this, guys, we've got a PDF on it. We have done a smart goal setting session. I think it was last year. Me and Zoe did it. So I can send you those trainings. If you need to learn about how to set smart goals, you can. Now, if you're setting goals, but they overwhelm you, maybe those goals are too big. Okay, so if you're setting a goal to lose 50 kilos and then you're not doing anything, you're so overwhelmed, you're not taking action. Maybe we need to break that goal down. Yes, have a goal of 50 kilos. That's your North Star. But maybe you need to break it down into 3 or 4 kilogram jumps. The first goal is to lose 5 kilos. When you do that, you can set another goal. Okay. But if you get overwhelmed, maybe your goals are not smart, actually. All right. They're not smart. Okay. Because if they were smart, you'd be working towards them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Hire help. Put a support network in place. Okay. Get an accountability partner. I know the 6 a.m. crew. Steph just said that she loves coming to the gym to see people. I know that especially at 6 a.m., A lot of the same faces there. We got Kat, we got Crystal, we got Tracy, who's on the call here. We got the lads, Garley, Matt Owen, and Tobin. They're all on their squat rack. You know, every morning they come in, they fist pump each other. They enjoy seeing each other. All right, it's that camaraderie. So don't just rely on your coach. You know, get some accountability partners there as well. You know, people that ask you, "Oh, are we training tomorrow? Let's book that session." Or, you know, it was great. I know when Matt Owen's car broke, Crystal went to pick him up. That's amazing, guys. That's what it's about. People that want you to do well. Okay. Think about how you'll feel after achieving the goal as well. And don't be afraid to reward yourself for the wins. I'm not saying, you know, order a massive Chinese if you've lost 2 pounds this week and maybe, you know, all the results you've had have gone then. But, you know, maybe go for a coffee and have a little cake. If you've been really good and you've lost that stone, celebrate with a night out. Do things that are going to make you want to continue on this journey. All right. If you're not going to give yourself a pat on the back and be your own best cheerleader, then nobody is. Okay. Other tips for motivation. Research suggests that there's a connection between confidence and motivation. Isn't that funny? So gaining more confidence in yourself is going to lead to you becoming more motivated. Okay. Why? Because you're going to gain confidence in the fact that you can reach your goals. Okay. So the more goals that you reach and tick off, the higher self-confidence you have. The higher self-confidence you have, the more motivation you have. Okay. So it's all about getting momentum. Then when you've been successful with maybe the first, you know, you've gone 30K bench press, 35, 40, 45. Guess what? You know that you can do 50, even though you haven't done it yet, because you follow the process and you've already gone from 30, 35, 40 to 45. The previous successes you've had have increased the motivation. All right. Even though you're now going to bench press the most you've ever done. All right. I bet you're not going to be as scared as doing 50 as you were maybe doing 20 because you've never done it before. All right. So, and it's the same thing we see a lot with the photo shoots. The first photo shoots, the amount of people that messaged me the night before saying, Sam, I'm not going to do it. All right. Nearly all of them, nearly every member has self-doubt about their first photo shoot. Guess how many members who've done one photo shoot doubts whether they can do it the second time? 0. None of them. They all know they can do it because they've done it before. All right. So you've got to step outside your comfort zone and you have to, you know, do things that you've maybe never done before in order to get better. That's just life. Other tips for improving motivation. Set goals that are important to you. You need to set your goals and they need to align with your values. Okay. And you can't have 2 goals that fight for the same space. Okay. So, you know, you've got to really make sure you're really crystal clear in terms of what you want. Keep the momentum up. So if things are going really, really well, all right, keep the momentum going. If you're on a winning streak, keep going. All right. And regularly review your goals and progress to remind yourself how far you've come. Journaling is important. Get yourself a journal. How has the day gone? Reflective practice. What am I going to do tomorrow? What am I grateful for? All right. Journaling is very, very important. And like I said, regularly review your goals and continue to set new goals. So when you're just about to achieve it or you've achieved a goal, brilliant. What is the next goal? Obviously, reward yourself and celebrate, but it's important to keep setting goals. Okay. Final tip for improving motivation. Surround yourself with great people. Look for people that clap when you win, people that smile when you win, people that want you to do well. Okay. I'm a big believer that in the fact that we can all succeed together. The more we help other people, the more we help ourselves. Okay. So being in an environment around people that want you to do well, I think is very, very important. Okay. Now, what are the causes for low motivation? Okay. So if you said that you struggle with low motivation, Mel's just knocking the lights off. All right. Causes of low motivation. Read these. Okay. Having an all or nothing attitude. If you think you must be absolutely perfect when reaching your goal, honestly, don't even bother. Don't even try. One small relapse can zap all your motivation. So guys, you have to accept you've got that growth mindset. There's going to be rocks in the road. Did you think this was going to be easy? Did you think success is a straight road? No. Success and failure are in the same direction, guys. Okay. You've got to go through that failure time and time and time and time again in order to get to success. But people think success and failure are the opposite way. They go to failure. Yeah, they fail. Then they think, no, I can't do it. I'll turn around and do something completely different. Okay. No, failure and success are the same way. You've got to go through failure many times in order to succeed. Also, do you believe in quick fixes? Okay. It's easy to feel unmotivated if you can't reach your goal immediately, but reaching goals takes time. Did you think it was going to be easy? Of course not. All right. It takes time. All right. And also thinking a one size fits all. Just because it worked for your mates or your training buddy, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. You need to find out what works for you in regards to your nutrition, how and where you do your steps, how and where you get your protein. how you celebrate your wins, or what fun foods you incorporate in your diet. It's pointless you having factoring a few glasses of wine on a Saturday if you've got a bad relationship with alcohol. You're better off having maybe a little bit of chocolate. All right, we need to think about how we make this journey work for you. Okay, and don't worry what works for other people. By all means, listen to them, see what works for them, but you've got to find out what works for you. Also, this is a big one for me. If my motivation is low, it's normally due to poor lifestyle choices. Do I want to get up at 5 a.m. and train at 6 a.m. if I've been out on a Saturday night? If I've had a shed ton of beer, alcohol, I've eaten crap, maybe I've got in at 4 or 5 a.m. after a night out, I've been to Caroline Street for my chicken curry off the bone and chips, I'm hungover as hell on Sunday. My workout on Monday, I'm not going to want to do it, okay? My motivation is down there. Why? Because I put my hormones and in basically down to rock bottom, all right? I've put them in the pan. Why? Because I've spent a lot of money on alcohol. I'm hungover, and that alcohol is a poison. It's still in my system. So for me personally, I know that if I go out and drink more than 2, 3, 4 beers, okay, the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to feel apathetic. I'm going to feel down. My energy levels are not going to be anywhere near where they need to be. Everything feels like more effort, all right? And the barbell is going to feel way heavier, okay? So, and they're all things that lead me getting into a negative cycle. So for me, I've got to look after myself. I've got to eat good food. I've got to have positive thoughts. I've got to stay hydrated. I've got to make sure I get my sunlight, my workouts in, and stay away from booze. All right. But I can have a takeaway on a weekend, enjoy it, and get back on track, because food isn't really a trigger for me. Again, find out what works for you, and don't worry about what works for other people. And then, guys, finally, self-comparison is the thief of joy. If you do like a photo shoot, you think, oh, I look crap, so-and-so looks great. Like, don't think like that. Be happy for the other person, because they're showing you that on your next photo shoot, you can be like that, okay? Success is a journey, okay? We're all walking the ladder of success together, hopefully. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. Now, what to do when motivation drops, okay? What to do when motivation drops. I think this is the most important thing for all you members that are watching this, okay? Now, you're all members of SOS. You've already got a very strong support network around you. First question is, are you utilizing it? Okay, so a lot of people don't. All right, they don't use the information that's available. We've got a lot of these lives have been done on YouTube. You can ask us. We can send you these presentations. We can book a reset call in with you. We want you to do well, guys. Okay, so if things are not going well, the worst thing you can do is bury your head in the sand. Hope is not a strategy. Okay, it's not a strategy. So if you're closing your eyes and hoping for the best, things are just going to go wrong, and you're going to end up starting somewhere that's way, way, way further away than you are right now. Okay, so if things are not going well, don't bury your head in the sand. Reach out to your coach or another member, me, anyone who you think can potentially help you, and we can see if we can help. Run to us and not from us, as we say. All right, you can book a reset call in with your coach. We can reevaluate things. Remember, a problem shared is a problem halved. All right, so just being aware, or us being aware that there's a few issues. Maybe you're struggling with workouts. Maybe your nutrition isn't good. That's cool. No problem. We can help you with that. All right. I'm sure we've got strategies there to help you. As coaches, we have the tools to simplify things and get out of your own head. All right. Now, remember, action is easy when there's energy and clarity. Okay. So you might be in the weeds, really struggling. And I might just say to you, don't worry about that. Just train 3 or 4 days a week for me this week, or just do three sessions this week. Don't worry about your training, your nutrition, your calories, your protein, your supplements, your micronutrition, your fiber goal, your water, your meditation, your yoga. Don't worry about that. Just train 3 or 4 times. Because what have I done there? I've now given you clarity. Okay. You now know what you need to do just for this week to keep things ticking over. Because a confused mind will always say no. All right. Motivation normally drops when you're confused, you don't know what to do, and you've got no clarity. So speaking to your coach, having that clarity in terms of what you need to do. It happens a lot when people go on holidays. When they come back, they're like, oh, I can't get back into it. No, you can't. You've had 2 weeks off. Everything has been relaxed. You haven't done any habits for 2 weeks. They're not now ingrained. Everything feels a bit unusual. Let's just get back to the big things. Let's just focus on training this week. Then we can bring in your water. Then we can start tracking your calories. And guess what, guys? When you've got that clarity in terms of just training, the other things normally just fall into play, because now you're not overwhelmed. And you can start making better, more conscious decisions that are congruent with who you want to be and who you want to become. All right. So that's what I would say as well. Having that clarity is key when motivation does drop. Now, last slide. How long have I been going for? Mel, give me a 35-minute Oh, I'm on 35 minutes. I'm not doing bad, Mel. All right. How to use this information. Make sure you've got a goal. Okay. Start working towards something. Know where you're going. All right. If you're not planning your future for you, someone else probably will. All right. And you don't want to do that. Okay. So set a long-term goal. Make sure you know the ultimate goal of where you want to be. Okay. And this can be like a 3-year goal, a 5-year goal. I've even been on mentorship programs where they advise you to set a 10-year goal. Okay. But I'd advise at least 1 year. Where do you want to be a year from now? So set that 2023 goal. And then break it down into 90-day chunks. Okay, and this is something you can do and work with your coach. All right, focus on the process, not the outcome, because by focusing on the outcome, it can easily lead to a bit of disappointment. But you're in 100% complete control of the process. Okay, so focus on the process, whether it's the 5 things we normally recommend. Are you hitting your steps? Are you getting your 3 to 4 workouts in a week? Are you sticking to your calories? Are you making sure that 80% of your calories come from real food? All right, and are you hitting your protein targets? Okay, very simple. Take confidence from doing these. What do we say? Confidence builds momentum. Momentum improves motivation. Okay, so take confidence from doing the simple things well. Be accountable to yourself and your coach. Book on your coaching calls. So many people, yeah, we spoke about it just now. You know, when things are not going well, they hide their head in the sand. I had a call earlier with Crystal, 10-minute call just to refocus, make sure everything's okay, touch base. Great. She's doing really, really well. But book in those coaching calls, touch base so we know that everything is cool. If you're struggling with anything, or we need to, maybe be aware of certain things, or you want to develop certain thought processes, we can make sure you got that information. Start with easy wins, build momentum, and build each week. Aim to get 1% better each day in a few different areas of your life. If you get 1% better with your training, your sleep, your nutrition, okay, there's just 3 things. Getting 1% better every single day on all of those things over time is going to really, really compound. Okay, and it's going to build up, and you're going to get a load of momentum that's going to really help with that self-confidence and, again, that motivation. But the biggest thing, guys, for me tonight is I want you all to start dedicating time to self-development. Work on yourself, okay? In order for 2023 to be the best year of your life, you have to get better. Things are not going to get better by chance, okay? Make those changes in the car, whack on YouTube, listen to Jim Rohn, all right? Or whack on YouTube, listen to a Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett, whether it's Tony Robbins. You got to find out who gets your juices flowing, all right? And listen to them, all right? Who gets you in a good mood? Who gets you fired up for the day to tick those boxes and move forward in every single area of your life, basically. Now, the last thing as well, a great book is You Either Win or You Lose. You Either Win or You Learn. It's another book I'd recommend. I think I've recommended a few tonight. That's one. Vision Board was one, and You Either Win or You Learn is another. But think about it. You either win or you learn. You never lose. Get that mindset in your head. If things haven't gone to plan, you've learned something. You've learned something that doesn't work, which is fantastic, because you're not going to make that mistake again. You can now try a slightly different approach. Okay, so that's that, because all done in under 40 minutes. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you all took at least one thing away from it, and hopefully, we can start implementing some of these things and make 2023, and especially January, February, March, the first quarter of the year, make it really good, so that you get the momentum that takes you forward then into the rest of 2023. All right, guys, one favor I can ask. I just want to know one thing, just one thing, okay, that you took from tonight's presentation. If you took one thing from it, that's going to be amazing. So what is one thing that you learned tonight that you're going to try and start implementing from tomorrow? Okay, one thing. So everyone comment below. Let me know what that one thing is, and then I can hold you accountable with that. When I see you in the gym, I'll be like, right, how's that thing going? And we can make sure you do it, because sometimes you forget about things, right? We set goals, and because we don't share it with anyone, we often forget about them. We're like, oh yeah, I actually set that goal a while ago, and you totally forget about it. That's why the journaling, I think, is important, to remind yourself how you're going on. Missed these, thanks, Sam. Goal setting for 2023. So Simon's going to set some goals, which is brilliant. Where do you want to be at the end of the year? And think about it. Make it real. Tell yourself a story. New Year's Eve 2023. Where you going? What are you wearing? How do you feel? What notch in your belt are you? Things like that are important. The more real you can make it, the better. Vision board and manageable goals. Need to use coaching calls, 100%. Setting goals for the year, not just photo shoot and body fat. Yeah, set goals for the year. There's nothing wrong with having goals to do with body fat percentage. That's cool, but definitely having some performance-based goals as well should help you. All right, so there we are. Guys, hope that helps. And yeah, make sure you comment one thing you learned, and I'll catch up later. All right, I'll speak to you all soon. Hope you all enjoyed.